Okay. Peace to the family. 747 24/7 361 degrees. Coom. We are broadcasting from the Messiah Code. How y'all feeling tonight? So we're going to be practicing for our Ccna 200-301 exam. Hopefully y'all ready for this. I think this is going to be a new way of studying this. Every time I study the Ccna, it is so boring. So we're going to make this not boring. We got some music playing in the background. If you already understand or overstand some of the fundamentals of the Ccna study guide, you know they had 2 books that they dropped, which is cool. But we're going to do these little flashcards more or less to keep us motivated. Alright, so I'm going to be asking a couple questions. Let me start from the beginning. How y'all feeling? Alright, so we're going to start with static routing. How about that? We're going to start with static routing. See what y'all know about this. Alright. So I'm going to be reading the questions. And we're just going to be reviewing the answers. And we're going to keep it going in the loop. Alright. Shout out to all the family. Peace to everybody that supports the movement. Hopefully you are on your studies. Alright. So let's begin. Alright, so a default route is configured with IP address / prefix length. Answer is 0.0.0.0.0/0. A blank root in a routing table represents the IP address on a local interface with a /32 mask. A local. Routers compare packets blank to entries in the routing table. Routers compare packets destination IP address to entries in the routing table. Alright. What 2 types of routes are automatically added to the routing table when you configure an IP address on an interface to enable it? Connected and local. A blank route is a route that matches all possible destinations and is used only if a more specific route match isn't found in the routing table. A default. A blank route in the routing table represents the network a local interface is connected to. A blank route in the routing table represents the network a local interface is connected to. A connected route. Alright. A connected route in a routing table represents the network a local interface is connected to. Alright. Command to configure a static route with a next/hop address. Alright. Which is IP route destination / MAC address next hop address. What does WAN stand for? Wide Area Network. Code C in the routing table stands for connected. An end host trying to send a packet to a destination in a different network will forward the packet to its blank default gateway. Code L in the routing table stands for local. A blank is a network that extends over a large geographical area. WAN. Code S in the routing table stands for static. Code in the parentheses star in the routing table stands for candidate default. Routers blank packets with destinations that don't match any entries in the routing table. Drop packets. The most specific match in the routing table is the match with the longest blank prefix length. The most specific match in the routing table is the match with the blank prefix length, the longest prefix length. A default route is configured with IP address / prefix length. Alright, we saw this, which is 000, which is 0.0.0.0/0. A blank route in the routing table represents the IP address in the local interface with a /32 mask. A local route in the routing table. Command to configure a static route with a next hop address is IP route destination /address mask next /hop address. Alright, when we see these commands, some of these commands I'm just not going to pronounce. You're just going to have to look at them. I'm going to say that for the people that are watching. Look, if it's commands, like if you see how it got R1, that's the router, that's the name of your router, and this config is global configuration mode that you're in. All right, so when it's talking about some stuff like that, I'm just not going, because it's going to sound like I'm a robot. All right, for all the people. All right, so I'm gonna just chill back when it comes to commands and stuff like that, but I'm gonna just run it. Code C in the routing table stands for connected. Code L in the routing table stands for local. Code S in the routing table stands for static. Code #* in the routing table stands for candidate default. Alright. Routers blank packets with destinations that don't match any entries in the routing table. Routers drop packets with destinations that don't match any entries in the routing table. Alright. The most specific match in the routing table is the match with the longest prefix length. most specific match. The most specific match in the routing table is the match with the blank prefix length, with the longest prefix length. All right, so that's cool. We're gonna move forward a little bit, and we're gonna go to another deck. Hopefully I'm doing good. You know, it's not easy doing this, more or less, but it's definitely fun. I'm gonna say that. So I'm trying to set this up again real quick. We about to start another study. So that was about static routing. I don't know what's up. Let me pull out. Let me pull it out. It's in right now. It's all good. Keep something back up. Weird. For all the new people that's coming this video, I am Solar Prime Supreme Lazarus Lamel of the Messiah Code movement. So when I got into this IT world, it was it's kind of weird. You know, I didn't go to college for a number of years. I'm trying to set up this deck. While I'm setting up this deck, I'm gonna just talk to y'all real quick. I'm just talk to y'all from the heart. I don't know why it's not loading up, but it should load up. Anyhow, when I got into this IT world, I didn't know what I wanted to go to school for. I spent a number of years being a jack of many trades, more or less, just learning so much stuff, having different jobs, working, doing different things, and I never had anything that I really wanted to do in particular, like go to school for, like go back to college for. All right, until, you know, I just thought about the way the world is moving, and what type of tools I'm gonna need in order to help me succeed in this world. And I said, man, I'm gonna get into information technology. And then I wondered what field to get in when I came to information technology, because it's a very large field. So it's either mostly networkers or programmers, you know what I mean? So first I wanted to be a programmer, because I used to study a lot of HTML back in the day. Just freehandly, I used to study it. But when I just seeing the concept of networking, oh my goodness, it just made me think of, you know, how just what's needed in the world. Besides programming, people need to connect to one another. You know, people need to communicate with one another. So that's very important. You know, it's very important to know, you know, how the fact that people are always going to need to connect to one another. So that's what networking to me was about when I got into it. Alright, so let's go into Ethernet LAN switching part 1. See how this works out. I don't know what's up with my system, yeah. I'm probably gonna have to run this back. At least the beat is hot. For real, for real. Yeah, I don't know what's up with this. Why it's not loading up. I probably have to come out of it, come back in it. We're gonna see how it works out. Shout out to everybody that's a part of the movement of the Messiah Code. You know what it is. Today is a wonderful day. It's a Tuesday. You know, Tuesday we focus on vibration. Alright, cool. It might work. It might work. Let's see if it'll work. Would be good. This is crazy. Alright, yeah. It's cool, man. Yeah, alright. It should be working. Alright. Okay, we back in effect, y'all. Pardon me. You know you have technical difficulties. One thing my professor said to me, like real talk, a lot of people avoid problems. I'm telling you, a lot of people avoid problems. When you in the IT world, people give you problems. So I need you to understand that. That's why no problem is too big that you can't solve. You need to understand that one as well. When you get into this, you got to think about it like that. It's all about problem solving in some sort of way. Alright. So shout out to the family. Shout out to everybody that supports the movement. And we're going to keep on studying. Okay? So a blank frame is a frame destined for a single target. A unicast frame is a frame destined for a single target. By default, a dynamic MAC address will be removed from the MAC address table after blank time of inactivity, of 5 minutes. What is the bit pattern of the Ethernet SFD? 10101011. Easy way to think about it is 10 10 10 11. All right. So what kind of algorithm does the Ethernet FCS use? It uses cyclic redundancy check, which is CRC. Okay. So how long is a MAC address? 6 bytes. Ethernet header source equals blank bytes, 6 bytes. What does a switch do with a unknown unicast frame? It floods it out of all ports except the one it was received on. A value of blank or less in the type length field indicates length. A value of 1500 or less in a type length field indicates length. What is another name for a MAC address? A burnt-in address, which is a BIA. Hexadecimal D equals what? 13. A MAC address learned by a switch without manual configuration is called a dynamic MAC address. Dynamically learned MAC address. A value of blank or greater in the type length field indicates type. A value of 1536 or greater in the type length field indicates type. The first 3 bytes of a MAC address are the blank. OUI, organizationally unique identifier. A switch will flood in blank unicast frame. Unknown unicast frame. What does FCS in the Ethernet frame stands for? Frame check sequence. What is the Ethernet type value for IPv6 in hexadecimal? 0x86DD. The first blank bytes of a MAC address are the OUI. The first 3 bytes of a MAC address are the OUI. Ethernet header destination equals blank bytes. Ethernet header destination equals 6 bytes. Which field of an Ethernet header marks the end of the preamble? SFD. Ethernet header preamble equals how many bytes? 7 bytes. Ethernet header preamble equals 7 bytes. Hexadecimal A equals what in decimal? 10. What does SFD in the Ethernet header stand for? Start frame delimiter. Alright, let's keep on going. That was cool. Congratulations. Congratulations. Yo, we're getting ready for the CCNA 301 exam. Hopefully y'all ready to kick butt. We're just going over some exam questions and answers to get y'all revved up. Peace to the family. Thank you for coming in this study. I really appreciate your time. Thumbs up the video if you in here. Also share it. Anybody studying CCNA, getting ready for that test. You know the test costs $300. If you in the New York area, it costs $300. You better watch it. When you taking the test, you got wolves on your back. Don't act like you gonna come in there and cheat or act like you gonna Google something. It's not gonna happen. I'm just letting you know. You can also take the test from home, But you gotta be on some old Tom Cruise Mission Impossible to cheat. Because if you sniff wrong, if you whatever, they fail you for the test automatically, and then they got some whatever, they gotta watch you in so many ways. Just let y'all know. So let's continue the studies. What is the size of the Ethernet header plus trailer? No preamble plus SFD. Let's go. The size is 18 bytes. What is the size of the Ethernet header plus trailer? That's 18 bytes. Clear all dynamic MAC addresses on a specific interface from the MAC address table. What command is it? Clear MAC address / table dynamic interface. And then you use the interface ID. For everybody that's on the CLI, you know what I'm talking about. Let's go. Let's keep it going. What is the broadcast MAC address? Whew. All F's. The 6th letter of the alphabet. That is real scary. That is so scary. If you ever wondered where Satan was, there it is. All the 6s you want. 66666. The 6th letter of the alphabet. That's the broadcast. What is the broadcast address? What is the broadcast MAC address? I'm getting real spooky with y'all, but pay attention. Alright. View MAC address table. So, alright, so that's MAC address / table. Clear all entries for a specific dynamic MAC address from the MAC address table. Clear MAC address. The command is clear MAC address / table dynamic address and use the MAC address. What is the minimum size of an Ethernet frame? Header plus payload plus trailer. 64 bytes. Alright. What 2 messages are used in ping? ICMP echo request, ICMP reply request. Cool. The ARP request message is blank cast. Broadcast. The ARP request message is broadcast. The process of address being cleared from the MAC address table after 5 minutes of inactivity is known as aging. Command to show ARP table on Cisco device. On a Cisco device. Command to show the ARP table on a Cisco device. The command is show ARP. Real simple. What is the Ethernet type code for an ARP packet? 0x0806. 0x0806. What is the minimum size of an Ethernet payload? 46 bytes. What is the command to view the ARP table on a Windows, Mac OS, or Linux computer? ARP/A. The ARP reply message is a blank cast. It's a unicast. Clear all dynamic MAC addresses from the MAC address table. The command is clear MAC address slash table dynamic. What two messages are used in ARP? ARP request and ARP reply. What protocol is used to discover the layer 2 address of another device? Address resolution protocol, ARP. What we're talking about. Cool. Y'all are in the money. Congratulations. Congratulations. So that completes our study for tonight. We're going to go back at this. I'm going to work on it, make it a little better so y'all can see the words a little bit better. Alright, just give me a second. This is my first time actually setting it up like this. So thank you for everybody that supports. Alright, I really appreciate y'all. So make sure y'all get ready for this CCNA exam, this 200/301 exam. Make sure you get ready. How I'm getting ready, this is how I'm getting ready. I'm telling you. I'm going to make more videos like this, and I'm going to run it back and back and back and back. And you can just listen to it along with some music and study it as well. I'm going to have cheat sheets, tests, questions, and answers. So, you know, you're still going to have to do it. But in my opinion, when I'm studying something, this gives me a kind of a window to see it more clear, you know, because you'll wonder why you know the answers to these things, because you just keep on seeing it back and forth. You'll wonder why you basically you know the answers, but when you start applying it, that's going to be the reason. You know what I'm saying? When you start hopping on the CLI and you start doing on the command line interface, and you start doing these commands, start playing with it, you're going to be like, yo, okay, this is the reason why I'm supposed to know this. Oh man, wow, it's just going to be explosions in your brain. That's what happens to me. That's what really happens to me. And then my idea of it is this too. I'm gonna tell y'all, if you let's say if you know on the question on the exam, it's only like 100 questions, only like 100 and something questions, but you got like I gotta look at it, you got like an hour or so to do these questions. Let me look at it. I'll look at it. I'll look it up so I won't sound crazy. CCNA. Hold up. Let me look it up. CCNA 200-301 exam. How many questions are in the exam? I'm Googling this. 120 questions. It's 120 questions. Ooh, that's all symbolic. You already know that. About 120 questions. It's 100. It covers a wide range of topics such as routing and switching, security, wireless networking, and even some programming concepts. All right, so they say in the exam is consistent of 120 questions. It covers a wide range of topics such as routing and switching, security, wireless networking, and even more programming concepts. As with other Cisco certifications, you can take it at any of the Pearson VUE certification centers. So, yeah. Let me see how much time you got. I believe you got like an hour or something. It's 100. It might be an hour and a half. How much time do you got on the CCNA 200-301 exam? 120 minutes. Oh man. According to InfoSec resources,
The duration of the Ccna 200 to 301 exam is 120 minutes and you can expect about 100 to 120
Alright,
questions.
so look, listen. On the CCNA exam, you got 120 questions with 120 minutes. 120 questions, 120 minutes. So that's cool. This is my idea of this. Look, when you read the book, right? When you read the book they gave you from class, what are them books? You know, it's 49 chapters. Now the last is 2 books. Now the last chapter, it kind of is whatever. The last chapter is not really the last couple chapters. They say you don't really have to worry about it like that. So I guess that cuts it down to one less. But the idea is if it's 120 questions and it's 49 chapters and each chapter has a specific question they're going to ask you for, let's break down the math. They can only ask you about 2 questions, 2 or 3 questions from each chapter at the most. That's a killer. So if you know a variation of 20 questions and answers from each chapter, it's no way that you can't pass the test. That's my thoughts about it. Maybe I sound crazy, but that's my idea of coming at it, on how I'm studying it. Okay, so before I get off, I'd like to say I really appreciate everybody that supports the movement. Alright, I really appreciate y'all. If you go, if you email the Messiah Code movement, what I'll do is I'll share some stuff with you. I'll share a whole bunch of stuff with y'all, like router pre-configurations, switch pre-configurations. I'll share some what else? I'll just share a couple books that I got as well. Whole bunch of books, a whole bunch of cheat sheets. The official cert guide for the CCNA. I got those 2 books, the PDF versions, and I got the real versions too, but I'll share them with y'all. That's the to advance your career in IT with hands-on learning. That's the CCNA 200-301 by Wendell Odom, whatever, Wendell Odom. I got that. I got the PDF versions for y'all. I'll hand it to you if you're really interested. Peace to the Salt Lakers. What's up? What's going on with you? Peace to everybody across the world that's a part of the Messiah Code movement. You know who you are. Alright, so there's various different things we can do on here, but we're about to start making this strictly about, we're going to have a session where we're on IT. We're going to have a session where we're doing working out, exercising, stuff like that, so you can come in and get your workout on. And then we're going to have a spiritual session as well. You know, so that way you can be up with technology. You can also be up with your body, as well as up with what's going on with the world. But I love y'all 747, 24/7, 361 degrees. Cool. Salutations to the prime.